Damn, that glares terrible. Yeah, nope. What is great today, this beautiful day? 99% of women get this incorrectly when it comes to glutes. And are you one of these type of women? Let's fix this issue. So, because you know it is an issue. You know there's a reason why your glutes aren't growing, or they grew and then you plateaued. It's either or. Let's be real. Like, let's talk about it. And hit the comment section below for questions. Let me know if you got a question. What needs to be answered? Because I'm going to answer them. Now, look, the number one reason, first of all, let's put on the music real quickly, because I know the music definitely has, oh shit. I accidentally put my damn YouTube on incognito mode. All right, let's go to, here we go. Give me 5 seconds. Oh my God, an ad. Because I want to go to the instrumental. All right, here we go. Let's go. The number one biggest glute training mistake is this. Now, I looked up some research, and that's one thing about me. I want to look at my research, and that's why I bring my notes to the table. Because when niggas try to play you for a fool, I got you. So look, a 2022 study from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning research found that women often activate their quads and hamstrings more than their glutes when performing common lower body exercises. Let's say that again. Research found that women often activate their quads and hamstrings more than their glutes when performing common lower body exercises. I've been knew that. I didn't been know that, but I knew that could be very true, because according to my experience, I'm always having to correct that, because a lot of women, when they do barbell squats, they're like, "Oh, I don't feel it." It's like, what do you mean you don't feel it? Like, you need to feel it. You need to activate it, and you need to use this mind muscle connection, which we're going to talk about later. And you need to also learn to activate your glutes. So look, meaning you think you're training your glutes, but the whole time your whole legs are taking over, like even more than the quads and hammies. You'll feel it even in your lower back a lot of times. Some people will be like, "Yeah, I felt it in my lower back." Um, they'll be like, "Yeah, I feel it in my legs, but I also feel it in my back a little," and it's because that form is incorrect. See, when your form is incorrect, it's almost like you're bound to fail. Let's say that again. When your form is incorrect, you're bound to fail. You're doing it the wrong way. I don't care if you think you're doing it right. You're not. You can't just make up your own right way. It's like 2 plus 2, same thing. Now, a lot of women, they go to the gym and they'll load up in squats, lunges, and they be thinking like they working their glutes. And it's like, ha 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 ha. But guess what? If you don't even engage your glutes properly, you don't know how to engage properly, your quads and hammies will always do most of the work. All your legs gonna do most of the work more than your glutes. So what's the point of doing workouts if you ain't hitting them? You don't know how to activate them. You don't know how to fire them up. What's the point of me doing glutes if I don't know how to do my glute exercises? And this is why your glutes will be underdeveloped, strictly because you don't know how to activate them. Once you know how to activate your glutes, let me go to a different song. Once you know how to activate your glutes, you'd be like, wow, I can see the whole difference. Let me see real quick. There we go. I like my chill beats. Don't distract me. So, look, it's like trying to text. Look, it's trying to text on your phone with gloves on, and you're moving, but you're not really activating the phone. Like you're not doing the right thing. Like the phone isn't really responding to you. Ever try to text with what they call a nylon glove, those hospital gloves, and you trying to text with that? Nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So that's how training your glutes. I always say glutes, glutes incorrectly is going to lead to incorrectness. If you're not doing the right thing, what the heck is the point of doing the workout? Like for real. And then look, I'm gonna tell you these common mistakes. 99% do this. 99% of people do this. They're leaning too far forward during squats. That's activating the quads. That's why they feel it. Oh, let me get something to drink. I just got back from studying a little. Whew. Hey, this tastes good. I hate the lemon flavor in real life, but the lemon drink is fire. Shout out to Ice. mm, man. Yeah, that shit hit. Wow. I gotta start bringing some more food on, and I do good when I eat and talk and drink, like drinks like that. That's beautiful. Now let's get back to the subject. Also, yeah, you lean too forward. That's when you're leaning too forward when you squatting. You get in them quads more. You gotta lean back and have that straight posture, because then when you come up, you'll foot with that activation. You'll get that activation. The activation. That's what you need. Glute activation is everything. Now, a lot of times women are not squeezing their glutes enough at all. How are you gonna activate your glutes if you don't squeeze them? You gotta squeeze them like your life depends on them. Not too hard though. We don't need you getting a cramp. But you do have to squeeze your glutes. And that's how you're gonna be able to get that for like that best activation where you feel like, oh, I can feel that burn. Definitely. Squeeze your glutes when you do hip thrusts, everything, lunges. As long as it's glute specific, target that more. See, if you're relying too much also on lightweight, that's a problem. That's good, but you need to go heavy. We gotta do progressive overload. That's the only way your glutes gonna literally grow. And progressive overload correctly, because a lot of times you could be doing progressive overload, you doing all this weight, but meanwhile, you ain't even actually like as strong in the glutes in all areas of the body as you really need to be. You just strong, you can lift up the weight, you can do it, yeah. But if you can't actually feel the impact of the exercise, what's the point? So, number two, how do you actually train your glutes for growth? Like, how do you train your glutes to grow? Like, let me throw those windows. It's a little bit hot. How do you do that? Let me let you know. How to actually train your glutes for growth would be 3 key fixes to grow your glutes fast. I'm gonna give you 3. I don't know why that paused. Now, number 1, you gotta master the mind muscle connection, and this is what I said I was getting into. Let's talk to a science-backed study. A 2016 study in the Journal of Applied Physiology. I don't know why it's physiology showed that focusing on a muscle while training increases activation by 22% compared to just going through the motions. What do I mean? Let me break it down. Most women go through the motions. You need to feel your glutes actually working. You cannot just, like I said, don't just be lifting the weight up and down. If you don't feel your glutes activating, what's the point of hitting 2 plates? What's the point of hitting 3 plates? You trying to go crazy and go ham on the hip thrust, but you don't even feel your glutes activating. It's like, dudes, when we bench, if you're going heavy, but you don't feel your chest feeling more tight every time you go, you just feel it all around, it's not truly active. You need to feel your chest. It's chest day, not arm day, not shoulder day, chest. So 90% of the burn should be in my chest. Because you have other muscles, obviously, so they gotta burn. But it should not be equal. If it's chest day, the chest needs to be burned. If it's glute day, the glutes need to be burning on fire more than the quads, more than the hemis. Even though they're all connected, I know, but we're targeting that spot. So 22%, look, focusing on a muscle while training increases activation by 22%. So use your mind. Connect, feel that muscle and see it, visualize it, squeeze it, and that's gonna get a 22% more increase than those that don't. That's a huge increase, bro. Just from focusing on the muscle, I suggest doing it. It's smart. Like by you focusing on your muscle, you can feel your glutes activating, and they'll feel more like they'll feel more like perky or like just really tight. That's how it's gonna feel. Excuse me. So this is how you fix this. Before every lower body exercise day, you need to do 2 to 3 sets of glute activation. This needs to be your warm up. Drills, you need to do glute bridges. You need to try those out. The glute bridge is actually very great. You need to also do a banded kickback. See that these two right there are actually perfect. A glute bridge, perfect for the glutes, protecting the back of the knees, the hammies, and the banded kickback is perfect to warm up the glutes. And there's more that I would show, but this is what I'll tell. Now, number 2, we need to use the right exercises, not just squats. A lot of ladies that don't really know truly what they're doing end up just doing squats, and it's like, that ain't the only way, bro. That's not the only way to get a nice tone, legs, glutes, and all that. Like, you got to do more than squats. I don't know who told them that, but squats is great, really great. But you got to do more than that. You got to do hip thrusts. Like a lot of women, they might not, they don't know how to truly do them correctly too. And studies by Brett Contreras prove hip thrusts activate glutes twice as much as squats. So you see why you want to do that? But you got to activate them correctly. And once you do, by not going too heavy, man, you'll see way more glute growth. And why you think women are doing these things? The ones that do them, they continue doing these. They know it works. You also need to implement Romanian deadlifts because this lengthens and strengthens your glutes under tension. Take your time. Don't rush it. Like, you gotta take your time when it comes to the glutes. And you also gotta implement Bulgarian split squats. Now, This will force your glute stabilization and overload. By doing this, you actually feel your glutes activate. When you lift your hips in the air, you'll feel the best activation, I'm telling you. And that's why you do a time under tension for these. Take your time going down, pause, and then come up, and you'll feel those glutes like activate majorly every time. That's why I do them. And it helps your knee. Like, that saved my knee from hurting. Definitely. When my knee was like not the best was when I wasn't doing split squats. And I'm gonna continue them. So think about it. You can squat like all day, but if you're not pushing heavy weight, if you're not pushing heavy weight on hip thrusts and RDLs, your glutes just won't grow. Like they're not getting attention. Like if you want a muscle to grow, think about it as something you got to give attention to, like an animal or a kid. You got to give it attention, and this will make the animal and the kid grow to love you more. The more attention you give your muscle, the more chance you give it to love, to grow into its best physique that it was meant to be. But you got to give it attention. So in order for your glutes to grow, you got to give it love. That's pretty much what you got to do. You got to give your glutes love. Oh, it's drizzling a little bit. It did say it was randomly about to rain. I was like, every time when I go on live, huh? Let me check the weather real quick. It's like, it sure is, but it don't say it. It's only like a little, whatever. And look, you gotta like understand. This is for number 3. You gotta train for strength, not just high reps. And this is what we talked about. Not just lightweight, not just doing lightweight. You gotta put some weight on it. But let's tell you what research is showing us. Research has shown us from the National Strength and Conditioning Association. They found that glutes respond best to moderate 8 to 12 reps and heavy 4 to 8 reps. Weight training with progressive overload. And that is a great range right there. So doing 50 body weight squats won't grow your glutes at all. You have to be lifting heavy. See, lifting heavy is just great for us. It's the best thing. And see, this is how you fix this. You gotta aim for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with progressively heavier weight each week. Yes, that's a huge part. You gotta go heavier each week. You don't gotta go heavier every day, no. But take your time, and next you know you'll be so far. Trust me. And you gotta really, last point I wanna make, you wanna focus on recovery and consistency. Like, are you doing this? Are you eating enough protein? Probably not. Do you aim for 1 gram of body weight, 1 gram of protein per body weight for muscle growth? Probably not. Are you resting enough? Probably not, because your glutes grow when you recover, not just when you train. Are you training glutes enough? 2 to 3 times a week? Maybe, but also you're not progressive overloading, so it's not the same. So, like, think about that. You're doing all this, but if you need to really think about, man, you know what? I'm gonna just be serious because it's easy. He broke it down to me, and I'm really curious if you really want a structured program that builds your glutes to the max capacity that is for you right now. Stop guessing and just join my Get Fit or Sit membership today. Hit the link in my bio, join the membership, and let's continue getting started. Or hit my coaching, one-on-one coaching, and we can get on the call. So hit my link tree. Let's get on the call. Let's do some work together. Thank you for coming by.